So you want to play it safe at your work environment, but you still want to stick with the trend of cooler weather scents. That's one of the main problems that I see a lot of people face as now we start moving into the fall and wintertime cooler months. You want your collection and your rotation to gravitate towards that direction. But if you have a job you go to every day and maybe you're in close quarters with people, you don't want to go with something too heavily sweet that's going to just offend people. And it's important to note that whenever you're applying a fragrance, if you're looking to be as inoffensive as possible, less is more, and you can make just about anything work. You really can. That being said, if you still want to get compliments and play it safe and just smell good for the cooler weather coming up, that's what we're going to be going over. 10 office-safe, sweet compliment king fragrances. Very mass-pleasing, good performing, a little goes a long way. These are going to work for you. I will link them down below, and I will point you to my community tab if you want to save money. I'm posting every day, multiple times a day, some of the best deals that you can find anywhere. So I'll see you there, and I'll see you at the start of the list. We're going to jump right into it. And I want to start with Bleu Noir Parfum by Narciso Rodriguez. Brand new release, or earlier this year, but it's a new release as of this year. It's going to have your typical notes in here of musk and vetiver, but the big thing that sets it apart and gives it some sweetness, of course, is this wonderful iris accord. So this is a sweeter iris note mixing with a fresh scent. So the scent itself is balanced. It's not all the way sweet like Dior Homme Intense, Givenchy Gentleman EDP, Valentino UOMO Intense, that sort of thing. This one has a little bit more of a kind of a mass appeal approach and more of an everyday approach compared to those other ones I just rambled off. And it also is sweeter and more appropriate for the cooler weather than something like Prada L'Homme. Prada L'Homme is one of the best work environment friendly scents if you also like iris. But again, that one doesn't have any sweetness to it like you may gravitate towards now that we're going to be getting into some cooler weather. So this kind of is the best of both worlds. And if you want to save a lot of money and go for, currently right now, a cheapie for $29, it's Roberto Cavalli UOMO, violet, honey, and tonka bean. So interesting mixture. You get sweetness from the honey and tonka, of course, a little bit of a dustiness and kind of a syrupy sweetness in a way. But it's heavily balanced by the violet in here, really giving it a little bit of a freshness and kind of an ozonic feel. This one smells great. It's very mature, very masculine in more of a traditional way. It's not your typical sweet fragrance that is being pumped out nowadays that is utilizing tonka bean in a different form to a heavy extent. It's easy to see that note and write something like this off. But again, it's a little bit more traditional here. It smells very nice, especially for the price point. You would be hard-pressed to find many other things that offer this much uniqueness at this price. And I do want to point out that Deep Desire, La Notte, and Silver Essence have all been very hard to find. In fact, La Notte has been discontinued, and really it wouldn't surprise me if the other two, Deep Desire and Silver Essence, are going to be on the way out as well. And I've even noticed on eBay prices of this one have been higher. Other discounters sold out higher prices. So hit the link down below for the best price on this one. I'm not saying that's discontinued. I don't think it is, but it could be a supply chain issue. And if you've been wanting to get this one for the cooler weather, I would do it now. Kind of sticking with that affordability trend, we're going to go with Montblanc Legend Night. Now we're going to have some bergamot, vetiver, vanilla, and patchouli in here, along with a little bit of an aromatic base from a sage accord. Still does have some of that Legend DNA in here, the OG Legend, kind of providing a fresh balance, but then you're getting sweetness from the vanilla and the patchouli and the other things that I mentioned there. So it really kind of strikes a nice middle ground, giving you something that kind of has a nighttime appeal, although you can still wear it during the day. Basically, the night just means, hey, it's got some sweetness added into the Legend DNA, and I think it works great during the day if you're going to work or whatever and you want something with a little bit of a warmth and cozy feel, but you still want to be mass pleasing, and you also don't want to spend a lot of money. I didn't mean for this to happen, but we got another cheapie. This is probably one of the cheapest ones out of this entire list. LACOSTE Pour Homme. So literally about $20 almost everywhere on discounters, give or take a couple bucks probably. Plum, vanilla, and rum are some of the main notes, along with I think like a lavender and some other aromatics. It's another classic example of mixing fresh and sweet. A fruity plum, but then a rum accord, so fruity booziness. Yeah, Sounds interesting, and it is, but it works really well. Off the top, it opens up fresh and clean and almost like freshly laundered clothes in some weird way. But then you're getting some depth and some sweetness and just some personality out of it as it starts to settle down. It's important to get this one on your skin and test it that way. Spraying it up in the air like I do only gives you so much. So I don't want people to see me do this and think, oh yeah, that's how you test stuff. No, I'm just doing it for effect here because I like to smell things off the top. But if you really want to analyze something, you got to get it on your skin. And I definitely encourage you guys to give this one a shot. $20, you can't go wrong. BVLGARI Man in Black up next. One of my favorites. Really, really like this one because it's a little bit more of a refined version of Spice Bomb EDT. I love Spice Bomb EDT. I love Spice Bomb Extreme. I even like the newer Spice Bomb Infrared, okay? All really, really good scents. All pricey. This one's actually a little bit pricey as well. Seems like it's gotten more expensive over the past year or two, which is interesting. But this one has that DNA, the EDT DNA, but a little bit more smooth. And it has a little bit of a boozy accord, which I really like. You guys know me. I love whiskey, rum, cognac accords, and fragrances, just boozy notes in general, because a lot of times in a situation like this, it can amplify the scent and it can give it more of that mature smell. Spice Bomb EDT, nothing mature about that one. This one takes it a little bit further in that direction. Think of you wear Spice Bomb EDT when you're in college and you're a younger dude and you're just having fun. And 10 years later, you want something similar but more grown up. You get BVLGARI Man in Black. It's office safe, it's work safe, it gets great compliments. Kind of like this one here, Diesel Bad Intense version. Now it's going to have white tobacco, woody notes, nutmeg, and caviar. So that's kind of an oddball one. But you really do get a lot of the nutmeg here, so it's a warm, spicy accord. You're getting white tobacco, kind of giving it this light, almost light floral tobacco note, which is actually, you know what, it's kind of unique. It's kind of interesting. I like how it plays along in here. That's a note you don't see every day. And just a bunch of woods, general woods, cedar wood, maybe a hint of a sandalwood kind of creaminess. You know, it's not revolutionary, although it still does separate itself a little bit from other things. Diesel in general just doesn't get a whole lot of love, and when you call it bad, that also kind of gets people riled up. Just judge it for the scent itself, and I think a lot of you may like it more than you think. It's a really good compliment getter for the work environment. Again, with something like this though, and most of these, less is more. Oh man, this one here is a good one. It's a classic, right? PACO Rabanne Black XS. Lemon, citruses, praline, and cinnamon. Yeah, it's a sweet one. It's a PACO Rabanne themed scent, so that's what you get out of this. Should be no surprise there. Again, you know, couple sprays, if you're worried about offending people, you're going to be just fine. It's not going to be a big deal. If you don't care about that, then you can apply this one as heavily as you want. But if you're on the side of caution and you typically only wear fresh stuff to the office and you're just scared of branching out, just go light for the first few applications, feel it out, and you'll realize that you can wear about anything. But this type of DNA also combines some of that freshness, a little bit of a lemon opening up top. Nice mixture here. And again, this is nothing to write home about. It's nothing crazy unique. But when it comes to getting mass appeal compliments and smelling good to the general public, which is what this video is about, that's the type of stuff you want to look for. Actually, one of my favorite releases to come out of this year up next, AZZARO The Most Wanted Parfum. Ginger, bourbon, vanilla, and just general woods are the notes here. I believe that's the only three that they give us here. Bourbon vanilla actually has a little bit of a booziness. The ginger opens up big time. I've said this before, but the opening of this kind of reminds me of the opening of Dunhill Icon, the original. It almost has that fizzy grape smell off the top. It's coming from that ginger, and you know, the Dunhill uses a ton of neroli as well. I don't really get a neroli note standalone out of this one, but I do get that fizzy kind of cola sweet opening. It's absolutely addicting off the top. I love this fragrance. I love the dry down as well. The vanilla comes out, sweetening it up. The bourbonish parts of that vanilla comes out to give it an ever so slightly boozy touch. It doesn't turn it into a boozy fragrance per se, but it kind of lends to that. And just woods. It smells really good. I would take this over AZZARO The Most Wanted Black Bottle any day. I would take it over basically everything else. This and Wanted by Night, they're head to head for me. And I never thought I would see a flanker that comes as close to Wanted by Night as this one does. Nothing short of impressive. I would get your hands on this one if you like the line. This is one of the best. Similar looking bottle. YSL L'Homme EDP, also a new release. These are all you can get on discounters now, basically the new releases, so that's pretty cool. This one has bitter orange, oak, and cognac. So the oak cognac mixture is amazing. It's used heavily in some Killian fragrances, you know, some of the sweeter, boozy ones. And it uses a really nice mixture here to give it a slight boozy accord, but also you're getting a bitter orange freshness off the top, and just kind of some more of that L'Homme DNA, the original EDT yellowish looking DNA. You still get some of that. The way I describe this one, easiest possible way in the least amount of words. YSL L'Homme EDT daytime, L'Homme EDP nighttime. You can layer them together over top of each other and you're not going to have an issue. This one here is just a really well done release that works great in a more professional environment. We'll finish this one off with a cheapie, one that pretty much everyone knows at this point, Halloween Man X. Whiskey, coffee, and tonka bean. This one's going to be a little bit more of your typical sweet style men's fragrance. So again, younger crowd going to like this one more so than my older gentlemen out there. For the most part, I mean, some guys are going to like this, but I don't know. I just feel like this is going to have the appeal to my guys out there who are just younger and you want something more playful. That's kind of where this one falls into place. Although, again, it can work for anybody. The price point's the main driving factor of this, $39, $40, sometimes $35, depending on the market. Really good price for a great coffee whiskey scent that performs good and smells great, gets great compliments. That's going to do it for me, guys. 10 sweet office-safe compliment getters. If you want to play it safe here moving into the cooler weather and you don't want to go back to freshies while you're going to work, check any of these 10 out. Use the links down below, get them for discounted prices, and I'll see you over on the community tab as well, where I'm posting deals every single day. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.